Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm back again with my beginners complete essentials beginners junk journal digi kit, and I'm going to kind of just have a bit of a play around. I've got this massive envelope here. Now I bought these quite a long time ago from Amazon, and they're obviously, as you can see, policy closure envelope. They are quite large. I can't remember what size that they were. I will try and find them and link them below. If I don't, please just nudge me. I obviously have just, forgotten to do that. But I really like the style of them. Now, the only thing is, like I say, they are quite large. So this is one of the pages from the kit. And I've just folded this over just to give you an idea of, how much of an overhang there is around the envelope. So it is, obviously, as you can see, a little bit on the big side, really, for using for this. So what I thought that I'm going to do is just want to kind of have a bit of a play around making a sort of pouch with a journal in, and then maybe kind of like, I don't know, really, maybe like a little pockety type thing here, or, I'm not quite sure, if I'm truthful, where I'm going to go with the inside. But yeah, I just thought we'll kind of do something with this, and, we'll then just have a little journal that hopefully will slot into this section here, because as you can see, folded in half, this has got, pretty good roomy pocket. Now, the only thing is it has got those gussets, which are, if I'm honest, a little bit kind of in the way. So I might even have to cut this down slightly, or it's going to be, perhaps a bit tricky to get in and out. I'm not sure. We'll have to just play around and see how it goes. But yeah, I thought let's come. Oh, now this has come out. We'll have to just play around and sort of see how this goes. The string has obviously come out of there. Like I say, I mean, this is how these came. So yeah, that was obviously, it was not really in there properly in the first place. So let's kind of get making or decorating, first of all, the outside of this cover. So obviously I've just folded it in half so far. So what I could do is just literally open it back out and then glue my papers down. So those papers that I was just using were just some that I had double-sided, but I've got some here that obviously I used, whilst I was creating the kit. So they've got, things on the back which, aren't kind of necessarily going to be conducive to using them as double-sided papers, if you see what I mean. So this is probably a better, version of papers to use. So I'm just going to literally put some of these around. Now this has got obviously a little tuck here, so I'm going to kind of put that down like that. Now obviously I have got this where the circle is of the thingamabob. So I know I'm using all the correct terminology today. So I'm going to go in, I think, like this, and then we can kind of have something like that around there. So let's just get my glue and just get started with this. So, oops, now this is not good, is it? Now I'm having glue problems as soon as we've started here. Come on. So yeah, if you didn't see my recent launch video, this is, a massive junk journal kit, and it's just for all essential kind of items, really. It contains all essential items for, junk journaling and, scrapbooking and crafting and things like that. But yeah, I mean, predominantly obviously made for junk journaling. And in the kit, you will have a range of background papers alongside a range of ephemera type pieces. So you've got journal cards, you've got labels, you've got butterflies, you've got flowers, you've got some frames. I'm just trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, basically just anything that I thought would be, handy in the realms of kind of the junk journaling world. So it's, it's a pretty huge and pretty comprehensive sort of kit. Now I'm just going to, tuck that under the flap there, and then just use my glue spreader to spread that down like that. I haven't really got a concrete plan, it's got to be said, of what we're actually going to be making here. So, yeah, we're just going to suck it and see how we get on. So, let me just pull in. Yeah, I thought I had some ruffle, and for some reason something caught my eye at the corner of the desk, but it was actually a different ruffle. It was, you know, a bit too white, but I thought, actually, I think I've got some of these, and how gorgeous do they look, you know, colour wise. They are going to look really great, aren't they, on here? So yeah, I just had to kind of pull that out and see what it was looking like. Right, let's bring in a bit more. So again, just going to put this around here. Now, I personally quite like the craft coloured stuff, so I don't necessarily want to cover up every single part of this envelope, because I actually really like it. You know, I'm not saying that it's everybody's cup of tea or that everybody likes it, but yeah, personally, I actually really like the craft colour. You know, I think it's really lovely. So trying to, yeah, embrace it whilst still keeping, you know, some of it. So like that. Okay. Oh, that's so gorgeous, isn't it? Right, let me just use my tissue, because I don't seem to have... I was hunting around to see if I had any dry wipes, but no. So I did have some tissue to the side of the desk. So let's just use tissue. Okay. Now, obviously, we've got this section here, so I might just cover that up with, you know, a bit of a slither from the paper. So, yeah, just maybe like that. Okay. Oh, it's really chilly today, and I know I say this all the time, but I'm filming ahead. So, I mean, if by any chance it's, you know, a blasting hot day here in the UK when I upload this, honestly, I'm not lying. It's really chilly today whilst I'm filming. So yeah. But like I say, I mean, I am filming ahead, so I live in hope that actually it's a sunny day now. Right, okay. So like that. Now I'm thinking maybe just leave this whole patch, because, you know, that's quite nice to then have that sort of blank, you know, craft colour. So I'm just going to squish this down just using my scissor handle like that. Okay. Now, do we want to cover up something here? Might just have to put something up there. Yeah, let's just tear this down, and I'm just going to cut it in there, I think. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to kind of piece that bit in there, just because really I don't like that straight, you know, that straight edge. So I'm just really kind of covering up that straight edge, really. So like that, okay. Yep. Okie dokie. Right, let's just squish that down. I'll just press that down with the card. Okay, yeah, I love how that looks. Now, I'm just wondering, do I want to put something in here? I think perhaps I do, just as a reinforcement, if nothing else. So, again, let me just take some paper, which is, yeah, which, you know, has got things on the back. So, again, just going to then fold this in. This is my measuring. So, yep, let's just take that in like that. Just tear that down there. Right, let's just check that that fits now. Come on. Oh, come on. So I can just slot that in and then just glue this down, you know, so it's over the flap there. So now, do I want it higher? So we've got more of the pink. Do we actually want to have more of the blue? I think probably more of the blue. So I'm just going to do this more or less in half, just so as I've got less, you know, to tuck into that space. So, like that, okay. Let's see if this works better, because I've just noticed there is actually a tear in that flap already, so, yeah, okay. Yeah, right, okie dokie. So, let's again glue this one down. Now, obviously, I have got that, you know, eyelet piece, but that's fine. I'm just going to go straight over that. And then I can always punch this out again. So I'm going to now just put some glue down here where, like, the flap is, so that when I'm gluing this in, it's, you know, nicely glued in. So like that, and then just slide that down like that. Okay, like that, and then spread that glue out. A bit tricky to get to now, but, and then I can just now go over the entire flap. Oops. I mean, I'm probably making a bit of a meal of this. There is maybe an easier way to do this, but I mean, so long as it works, it's fine. It doesn't really matter how you get there, does it? So, you know, there's that expression, isn't there? More than one way to skin a cat. I mean, it's a horrible expression. I don't really know where that expression came from, but yeah, I guess it kind of fits in this example. So, okay, right. And then again, just check that my flap's still, you know, still folding over nicely. Now, like I say, you can probably see, I mean, this has already got a tear in it, so I will probably reinforce it with some lace or something like that. Just, you know, yeah, just to strengthen it a bit. But I hadn't actually noticed that when I started working with this envelope, so, okay, just tear this down like that. Okie dokie. Not tear, sorry, cut it down like that. And around the edge. Oops. Okay, right. So yeah, that's kind of nice, isn't it? And then we've just got, you know, that nice flap there. Like I say, I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do the inside. But yeah, I definitely want to have some nice bits and pieces going on there. So this is going to be our outside. We're going to have our journal kind of tucked in here. I mean, I guess we could do a journal in here using, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. So I think what I'm going to do is actually, I'm just going to cover the inside first with some of the papers. So I might just literally take this whole sheet and put this whole sheet down. And then might just piece some bits in, collaging around it. So yeah, let's just cover the whole thing first. You know, it just makes it nice and quick and easy to do. Okay. Like that. Oops, sorry, this is a bit of a slow process for some reason. The glue is taking forever, so I'll try and just squeeze that out a bit quicker. So, come on. Right, extra strength is required here to get that glue to come out a bit quicker. Oh dear. Right, because you just want to make sure you've got, you know, a good covering of the glue. Right, and then I'm just going to put some here as well on that fold area. Okay, like that. Right, let's get this stuck down. Like that. Okay, right, spread this out. Oh, I mean, these patterns and papers, they're so pretty. I just love the colours. It's so pretty. And I love it with the, you know, with this craft colour of this envelope. It's so gorgeous. Really goes nicely. Okay. So that's that bit. Now, obviously, this is folding Yeah, I couldn't remember then. Thought, oh, which way is it folding? It's folding this way. So again, just, you know, checking that that's nicely kind of burnished down in the folding part. Oops, and now I've torn the paper. Oh my goodness. This is now turning into a how not to video again. Right, now I've got this piece here. So what I might do is just finish this edge with some torn, you know, some of this torn edge, because I don't really like this straight looking edge. But having said that, like I said on the inside, you know, I do quite like having the craft colour showing still. So I don't necessarily want to cover up every single inch of the, you know, the brown. So I might just have something like that there. And then just something here, or possibly even some lace here. And then leave that there, I think. So yeah, let's just pop this down. Okay. Right. Again, lots of glue to make sure it's really stuck down nicely. Okay. Right. Put that down like that. So again, just press that down with the glue spreader. Right, like that. Okay. So yeah, looking pretty and yeah, really nice now. So I just want to make now my journal to go in here. So again, let's just have a think about what we want to make the journal from. So obviously I've got all my, you know, pretty pages from the kit. So I'm just going to fold them all in. Now these are just on, you know, what's the word? Copy paper thickness. So yeah, nothing special going on these at all. They're just literally copy paper thickness. You know, there's no thick pages here at all. So I probably want to mix these in with some thicker pages, because I personally like to sort of have a mixture of thin and thick. Just because when I like, you know, put the embellishments on, I like to have that on a thicker page. I don't really like having my embellishments on like a thin, flimsy piece of paper. You know, I mean, that again, that's just personal choice, but I find personally it's not, yeah, it doesn't, you know, fill me with confidence that it's going to then be a robust kind of piece of, yeah, piece of paper to journal on. So I'm just having a look around now to see what paper I've got that might be thickish. So let me just get in a couple of the ledger sheets as well. And, you know, again, I'm just grabbing anything. I'm not kind of overthinking what I'm incorporating in here. So like that. So yeah, I might now put some of my food coloured paper in, or pages in, I think. So let me just see what I've got here, whether I've got any thick ones here. Oh, no. Oh, I've got this, which, oh, how gorgeous does that look? Because it picks up that blue really lovely, doesn't it? So we can definitely incorporate that. Okay, let me just see if I've got any more of that under the desk. I'm just being super lazy, really, not wanting to have to leave my desk. So I'm just seeing what I've got laying around here that would just go. So yeah, let's just have a sheet of coffee dyed. Now, as I say, I haven't coffee dyed any of these pages. So I think what I'm going to do is actually coffee dye at least the backs of these. So that, you know, I don't have this stark white page, because, you know, I just don't think that looks all that nice. Again, that's personal choice, you know, and it's up to you if you do that or not do that. Right, just having a look to see what else I've got. Yeah, I've got some more of that blue. Also got some green. Okay, I've got some more of the coffee dyed. Oh, what else have I got in this bag? Oh, what have I got here? I've got some of those book pages Oh, that's going to be lovely in there. Yeah, definitely that's going to look really pretty in there. Oh, I've got some paper bag. So yeah, that's going to look really pretty as well. I hope this isn't going to be too big. So in this gorgeous paper bag, this was sent to me by the lovely Heather. So thank you so much, Heather. I have been hoarding these. I think I've only used it once before, these paper bags, because yeah, I've been hoarding them because they're really pretty, aren't they? But yeah, probably the time has come to actually use some. So this is some book page which I have coffee dyed. This obviously just some coffee dyed paper. I don't know whether, oh, just got this little edge. So I'm just going to tear this edge strip off, just because obviously this must be a piece that's gone through my printer and didn't quite print properly. Okay, tear that. Just to mix it up really, I just thought tearing would be quite nice. Now this obviously is flimsy, so I'm not too sure that I want to necessarily put that in, because it's not going to add, you know, a page that I can actually attach things to. It might be then, you know, a bit pointless putting it in. So we'll see. Right, okay, let's see what we've got here. Obviously, because it's going in that pouch, it can't be like the thickest journal on the planet, because of course then, you know, I might come unstuck with it fitting into that pocket. So I just need to be a little bit mindful of that. So yeah, let's do this. Now, shall we have here, or shall we have the blue? Maybe we will have the blue next to that. That's scrumptious, isn't it? And then, yeah, let's just layer up a few more pieces here. I think really I should print some of this on some thicker paper, to be honest, because yeah, I'd quite like to have a couple of yeah, I think a couple of bits that are thick I think would look quite nice, to be honest. Right, okay, let's just check this out, and then maybe this here. Yeah, okay, and then we've just got this last one, which we could have, I guess, in the middle, something like that. Yeah, that might be quite nice, mightn't it? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to probably go and coffee dye the backs of those sheets, I think, before we put this together. Now, also wondering what should I use as a cover, because of course, you know, again, this has got to go inside that pouch. Now you can probably see I've got a lot of overhang here, so I'm going to trim some of those papers down on the side as well, just so that it actually does fit inside that pouch. Now let me just check how it's fitting inside here generally before I actually select anything for a cover. So it's not too bad. I mean, you can probably see, you know, it's, yeah, it's going in okay. So I mean, obviously this is going to get much chunkier, but you know, that's fine. So I will probably just, yeah, trim these edge pieces down. Now for a cover, what should we use for a cover? I'm just hunting around really, seeing whether I've got anything, you know, anything shouting at me straight away to be used as a cover. What have I got? Nothing is shouting at me so far. So I may just use another sheet of coffee dyed paper, but actually maybe like reinforce it with some of this as well, and then maybe Mod Podge it, and then it would actually be quite yeah, quite robust and reasonably different to the other pieces, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I might do that. Now, I'll have it this way round because of course this is the you know, the basic junk journal kit, so we want to use really all things that came in the kit. So all I'm going to do is literally glue this down, and actually let me just see whether I've got some with some other printing on the back before I do that, because obviously those plain pieces I can easily use elsewhere. I've got that one. I have this one, Let me just see whether I've got any other. Okay, hold on. Yeah, because the plain pieces I probably would prefer to keep if I can. So let's just see which would we prefer as the cover. Maybe this one. This is very, very pretty. So yeah, I'm just going to use this instead. So let's glue this piece down all over here. Okay. Whoops. Like that. Oh my goodness. Ah! Like that. I'm trying to get so close to the edge that I'm actually just literally going off the edge constantly. So yeah. Okay. Okay. I want to focus on that fold. And again, you know, I will probably reinforce this with some sort of fabric or lace or something like that down that fold as well. You know, what's going to be kind of the centre of the spine. You know, because I don't want it obviously falling apart. So, yeah, I want it nice and strong. Okay. Right. Let's glue this down. Okay. Don't know why, but for some reason I've got like an overhang from that. It's like my paper shrank during the coffee dyeing process, which is weird. I've not really come across that happening before, but maybe it did. Right, so I'm going to just stitch this around on the sewing machine, and then I think I will just, yeah, Mod Podge the entire thing, just so it's got like a different... yeah, a different kind of texture and things to all the other papers. And then I'm going to coffee dye all of those other papers so that we've got, you know, good coloration going on. And then I will just chop these down. So I might do all of this quickly now, and then I can then do all the coffee dyeing and things and then come back probably for a different video. So let's just chop these down here. Now, I've probably made the worst job on the planet of cutting these. So I'm just doing this, you know, super quickly. And yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's the method that I would recommend. Oops. Like here, I obviously mucked it up quite a bit. But I find that quite quick and easy to do. And then you can just go back through and just straighten out any pages that you think, oh, actually, that looks terrible, you know. You can just then straighten them up afterwards. So I'll just go down here. Now, I have to say, because I'm just using normal copy paper size for my cover, I might actually want to cut all of these pages down a little bit, because obviously when this is then made into a cover, it's going to be no bigger than the pages. Which generally, if I make a journal, my cover is normally bigger than the inside, if that makes sense. So like here, my pages are pretty much to the size, well, they are to the size of the cover. So really, it's up to you, if you have this kind of scenario, whether you want to shrink your pages, i.e., you know, cut your pages down, or try and kind of increase the size of this. So to do that, what I would do, I mean, you can always put like an extra piece here, like a foldy flap or something, and that would kind of increase that, so as it would perhaps come out slightly longer. The other thing that just, it's going to be more of a trick of the eye, really, rather than actually increasing your size. But if you took your ruffles and lace and things like that, when you glue those on, if you glue that with an overhang like that, you've straight away created the appearance. It's not obviously actually created an expansion of the cover, but you've given it the appearance of being, whoops, bigger than your inner pages. Do you see what I mean? And then on the back, because I don't often decorate, say, the back of a journal, but just to give you a sort of similar idea, I'm not suggesting this, but, you know, if it were the right colour and the right piece, again, what you could do is expand it like that. If you didn't want it on the back, because, you know, often I like to leave the backs more plain, you could always put it on the inside of the back cover, if you see what I mean. So by attaching it there, again, when you then close your cover, it's just created the illusion of your cover then being bigger than your pages, because your pages now are tucked inside this lace and this ruffle. Do you see what I mean? Obviously, if you're doing that, you've still got the issue of the, you know, the height of the pages. So again, you know, you could either cut your pages down, or you could again, you know, say edge your journal cover with, for instance, you know, a line of lace at the bottom. And straight away, you've created the illusion of your cover is now bigger than your pages. Does that kind of make sense? Again, I'm not saying that this is the right lace, because of course this is very big, but you know, I'm just trying to give sort of examples. So for instance, if we cut this down in half, so I'm just going to cut this down in half, and to be honest, half is probably still way too big, but I'm just starting by cutting it in half to kind of give you the idea. You know, if you didn't want to have such a huge, great big piece of lace, for instance, you could have, for instance, here, a run of lace at the top, and it doesn't have to overhang by much. If I just put that, stitched that on, for example, just overhanging like by, you know, a couple of millimeters there. And then again, oops, let me hold it down with the scissors. You could do similar at the bottom by a couple of millimeters. Again, that's given the illusion that your cover is then bigger than your journal. And then, for instance, here, edge it with your ruffle, and then straight away you've got a bigger cover than your pages. So, you know, they're just kind of ideas and tips really for increasing your cover size. If you are using, like here, where your cover size is the same size as your pages, and you don't want that, then that's just a sort of quick and easy way to give the illusion that your cover is bigger. And again, I mean, obviously I was just pulling in, you know, what happened to be laying around on the desk. I'm not saying that these were the right pieces to use or anything like that, but, you know, just quick and easy ways of, you know, just giving the illusion of a bigger cover than your pages, if you see what I mean. And then here, and again, I really need to print some of these pages in thicker paper. But for instance, if I take in, wherever that page was that I had folded, which now of course I can't find. Say here, if this were thicker paper, you could attach this to your cover and have this, say, you know, folded over here. You know, like a foldy flaps, let's say, like that. And again, that's just added a little bit extra onto the depth of your cover. And, you know, the chances are you're going to decorate your cover anyway. So, you know, it doesn't matter then. This would all be covered up. You know, obviously I could cut this down. It wouldn't have to be the size I've made it. So let me just do it a little bit more accurately so as you sort of see what I'm saying. Like I say, this is not the right piece. This is copy paper, but if this were thicker, then I could attach that to the edge. I could then have my ruffle over the top. So straight away, my cover seems much, much bigger. You know, it's much bigger now than the pages. And then, of course, when you open the journal, you would have this, as a little foldy flip from your cover. Or, of course, you could, you know, glue it down as a pocket. So just some extra ideas there, really, that, you know, you can just play around to increase your cover size. You know, if that's an issue for you. I mean, you know, might not be an issue anyway. But just if it were. So, yeah, I hope that's given you some ideas. So I'm going to take this across to the sewing machine and just stitch like a frame, basically, around this. I'm going to coffee dye my backs of my pages. I don't know whether I'm going to bother coffee dyeing the fronts, but yeah, definitely coffee dyeing the backs at least. I might Mod Podge this cover, and also, if I remember, I will print some of the background pages on some thicker paper as well, and then I will be back. So yep, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then, bye.